Well, I was trying to record my intro, and then these guys showed up. Well, hello everyone. My name is RedWolf416. If this is your first time here, welcome. If it's not your first time, you've come back, welcome back. If you didn't already know from watching my previous stream, then some big news with me is that I have joined the Skizzlecraft SMP server. This is a patron server, so I do pay monthly for access to this, but it seems like it's a really good community of people, and I really wanted to get involved. What I was really looking for was the social interaction of being able to play with other like-minded Minecrafters. We are affectionately known as the Hupsters. While I have every intention of continuing on with my Forever World, I am going to be putting some more time into this because one thing I realized while working on my Forever World was that I was really lacking on that social interaction, the chance to have community builds or just get up to shenanigans with other players. I chose this one because it seems like it's a smaller community where there is a lot more chance to be involved, and they all seem to really want to follow what Skizzleman closes out all his videos with is be good to each other. I have already been on the server for a couple of days, and it took me some time to actually start recording just because I wanted to make sure that it was okay to record videos and I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. I was thinking it was going to take a little bit longer to get going here on the server, but everybody has been so kind and welcoming to me that almost from the moment I stepped foot on the server, I had gifts showered upon me. So I will show you some of what I've got, but first I want to give you a little bit of a tour of the spawn area. So right over here we have the main castle, and this is not where you spawn in. You actually spawn in inside this tree when you first come in, but this is really cool. I wanted to show you guys this. This is the castle. If you go in this main entrance here, this is actually the mail room here. Everything's alphabetized by player name. So in my case, Red Wolf, I need to go upstairs. There's Skizzleman's mailbox, Skizmail. And over here in the R's, right down at the end here, have Red Wolf 416. So when something is in this box, this light will light up. This is a good way to send messages to other players, provided they are actually checking their boxes. These have been lit up the last few times I've been in here. The server is a little bit quiet right now. There's only one other player online right now, and I think that's because everybody is wrapping up the Skyblock series that was done as a collaboration between Skizzlecraft and ISV, Impulse SV's server. So here's the really cool thing. Because there are so many people playing on this server, we don't want anybody to just demolish this world looking for resources. So what we have is sort of a multiverse setup. There is a creative world. If I were to walk into that pane of glass, I would go into the creative world where I would then have creative world privileges, and I would have a plot of land where I could plan out builds. Then we have the resource worlds. There's the Nether resource, the overworld resource, and the end resource worlds. And I'll just show you this really quick. And boom, it teleports me to a completely different server. Now, it does have keep inventory. I didn't have anything in my inventory. I'm going to set my spawn here really quick. Now, this world is basically free for the taking. You can do anything you want as far as gathering resources here. The only thing is if there's something that is an obvious build that somebody else has done in the course of their mining for resources, like over here, it looks like somebody has some tree farm going on, leave it alone. That's all. The whole be good to each other. You don't want to be messing up other people's builds. Then the way back to the main overworld on Skizzlecraft is to just walk into this glass here, and we are teleported back to the castle. The same thing works with the end resource world and the Nether resource world. There's also a map world where there are some very talented folks who do map artwork. I will probably eventually end up there at some point so that I can make some signs for my build, but at the moment I don't really have a need for it. it will probably be a while before I get there. And continuing on, over here, we have some portals that take us to various locations on the main overworld here. This is the Industrial District. It's personally my favorite right now, since I don't have any funds, I don't have any diamonds to spend over here in the Shopping District. Or over here is the Gaming District. I haven't had a chance to go check out the games there. Sometimes they cost money, so again, no diamonds. Don't even have any emeralds, so I can't really do anything at the trading hall either. But I will show you really quick what the Industrial District looks like so that you can get an idea of what we have going on. So out here you can see is where we keep a lot of the farms. Now, because there are so many people on the server, let's see if I can find the iron farm. Because there are so many people on the server, we don't want everyone building an iron farm. It just uses up too many of the world resources. It's too easy for stuff to get left running. So there is a community iron farm, for example. The Industrial District, all of the farms are community farms here. All that's asked is if you are going to use the farm and take resources, that you just spend enough time AFK here to help bring some of those resources back. So if I were to take a bunch of cacti from the cactus farm, I would also want to just hang out in the AFK room down there for a little while more cactus grew, popped off, and went down into storage, just to replace what I take. This is currently Season 2 of the Skizzlecraft server. They started Season 2 about 4 months ago, maybe a little bit more. Some of the builds, like the castle and the spawn tree, were put into the world at the beginning. So when everybody logged in for the first time 4 months ago, these already existed. What didn't exist are all of these builds around here. So in the 4 months, including this tower with the 2 dragons circling it, in 4 months, the hupsters here have done a phenomenal job of building all of these structures. But before I get too ahead of myself, let me just show you where everybody spawns in and where I spawned in just a few days ago for the first time. Right here on this blue lapis block. You spawn in for the first time, or if you don't have a bed and you die, you spawn back right here. There are these signs welcoming you, telling you to go to the Welcome Center. The Welcome Center is a wonderful little place where you can sign your name, and you can read up on the rules. So you make sure that everything is as it should be. And then as a new player, you can come up to the armory in here and select a shulker and go shopping free of charge for one of each item. They set you up with some iron armor and a couple of basic tools right at the beginning without you having to do the usual grind of going into caves and finding the iron yourself. Now, as you can see, I had such a warm welcome that someone gave me a full set of diamond armor, enchanted, elytra, rockets, golden carrots. I haven't had to do anything yet except step foot on the server, and I have all this gear, which is a little bit interesting because I'm used to that beginning of the world grind that you have to go and get resources and stuff. But honestly, also, this is kind of nice. It's been really neat meeting the few people that I have, and I'm excited to be playing with everyone. I was even given this beautiful horse, which I named Rusty. He's not the fastest, nor is he the highest jumper, but he is mine. Someone gave him to me with a lead, and I'm very grateful for it. But one of the interesting predicaments of it was that I didn't have a place to put him, and I didn't know what to do with him. So for now, he is tied up on a fence post right here, and I will come and get him when I need him, because right now I do not have a base claim. So let's talk about base claims. The way this works on this SMP, because there are so many people playing, you actually have to go and find an area of the map that you want to claim as your own. But you can't just start building there. You actually have to get approval from the moderators. So the way this works is you find a plot of land that you want to build your base on, and you locate the coordinates of the center point, and you put down a sign with your name on it. Now, a base claim is 21 chunks by 21 chunks. So you do have to be careful that you're not getting too close to your neighbors. You then have to fill out a form, and if it gets approved by the moderators, then your name gets put on a dynamic map, which I will bring up right here. So you can see that there are a lot of bases spread all over the place. Some of them are close to spawn. Some of them are at the outreaches of the map. Some of them there are several grouped together, and others are just out by themselves. It really is a matter of personal preference. The point is, you do have to get approval, and you do have to do the legwork of going and finding it. Now, it is a pretty large server, so quite a few blocks have to be traversed before you end up finding a plot of land, especially for someone like me who is coming in 4 months late, and a lot of land has already been taken. So that's one of the things I have to do, is find where I want my main base to be. Another thing that is really cool here is the Nether Hub. I will take you there right now. So as you can see, this is the Nether Hub. It has the 4 cardinal directions: south, west, north, and east is over here. They're all color coded, but it does take a little bit of time to learn what is where. But if you were to go, say, down this tunnel, you can look at a book and you can see who all is down this direction. So if I just fly along here, you can see, for example, this is a tunnel leading to someone's base. I'm not sure who, because they don't have a sign on it, but that's for another person's concern. Here you can see there's another one going down this way. And here is the direction to go to the end portal. Now, I only opened this door and then closed it because one thing that's really important, though, is respecting people's privacy. So if they don't have a sign that says that visitors are welcome, you just don't go through their portal, unless you can talk with them on Discord and make sure it's okay. So with this Nether Hub, you can find pretty much any bit of land. You do have to ask permission while you're looking for land to be able to go through someone's portal. That way you don't have to fly for thousands of blocks. Now, ordinarily, I would have recorded everything that I could when doing my first build, but since I am new to the server, I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. And so I didn't start recording everything right away. I just started working on my build, but I wanted to show you what I have so far. So this is Holde horses, and it is going to be an inn and a stable. Right down here is where the stable is going to be. I got to do a little bit of terraforming. There's going to be a few slots, limited availability, but it is going to be for people to come and keep their horses for free and then have a place to sleep. I just want this to be open to the community. I'm not trying to make a bunch of diamonds with this or anything like that. It's just part of the spawn village. But first things first, I need to get some more resources. I need to get some packed mud, and I need to get some materials to make some bone block by composting them and making some bone meal. So I am going to go to the resource world and maybe to the industrial district and see what I can gather in those places. Be back in a bit. Well, here we are, ready to get going on this. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to do a little bit of terraforming along in here, and I'm going to build at least 2 more stalls, possibly 3 for the horses. I have to work out how the horses are going to get trapped in here. I don't want to have people using leads or anything like that. But we're going to make a couple more stalls. We're going to make a little bit of a storage area here. And I think eventually we are going to mine out a little bit of a basement underneath the inn. It's going to be underneath this floor that's just going to take all of this storage that we've got here and move it underground so that we can make this nice and decorated in here. So I think we're just going to start from the ground up. Here we have the main feature of this build is the stables. Now one thing that I really like about this is by using the slabs here, you can actually ride your horse in and out without taking damage, but the horse doesn't actually pathfind through it, even if you're holding up carrots. They don't read that as a viable path because of the two half slabs that are at the top and bottom. So you can keep your horses in here without the use of leads or anything like that. No fence gates, you can just walk in and out, get your horse as you need it. Over here, we have the storage area for various supplies for the stables. We are going to be putting some saddles in one of these barrels and maybe some other tools. Hang up some decorations in here to make it a little bit more like an actual stable might look. And if we go up the stairs here, we have the first basement area. This is the blacksmith or the farrier's place. So a farrier is someone who would put horseshoes on a horse. So we have here the forge and the anvil and just some room to work. Now if we come over here up the stairs, you come to the front door on the first floor, and this is the public house. Now, I still need to put someone back here tending to the drinks and stuff, but you've got some casks here and then some tables sitting around where people can just hang out and talk. Then if you go up the stairs, this is where we get into the inn, where the people who have left their horses here, they can come and just have a bed that they can sleep in, so that if they need a place to get out of the elements, they can do that. Let's do a little walk around the outside, and I can just show you some of the other stuff we've got going on here. So you can see up in the inn section, there is a balcony. It is easy to fly away from there. Then over here we have back access to the farrier's place. Something I forgot to show is that underneath the outside stairwell, there is a storage closet here where I'm keeping some odds and ends. Back here, I maybe still need to do a little bit of decorating and a little bit of terraforming. I would like to put a sign on the stable over here that has the name Holde Horses. But now I'm going to show you my favorite part of this build. I took inspiration from Impulse SV's base in Hermitcraft Season 10, where his storage area had a secret entrance. You have to stand in a specific spot and swap out your wings with your chest plate, and this secret door opens up to bring you back into the hidden basement storage area. In the middle we have a hidden crafting bench, and then up at the top we have a hidden barrel for special items. Now if I'm in here in the secret basement and I want to keep this door closed, I just have to be within the first couple of blocks of the door and swap out my armor again, and the pistons extend and close it out, and you can't even see it from outside. Once I'm back out here, if I stand on the mossy cobble, swap out my chest plate for the wings, and there you have it. Can't even tell that it's there. So there you have it. My first build on the Skizzlecraft server is complete, or at least mostly complete. I will probably add a few details here and there, but it is definitely time to move on to the next project, which that will have to wait for the next episode. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. And if you feel like it, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I look forward to hearing from you all in the comments. I will see you in the next video. Bye.